Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of First and Last. This week, it's me, Josh, and Joe's still on probation because he knows what he did again.
Missing, presumed dead by me.
Wait, is that just an admit that you killed him? By the way, this is Jimmy.
Haven't seen him. What's up?
Hello. I don't have any fun someone admitting to me that they got drunk and drove around the city story this week to open the podcast, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All I've been doing is painting a house all week long. And I feel like I'll be doing it until the day I die at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's always painting you can do.
Yeah, we got a lot of painting. Just bought a house, listeners, painting the whole house inside before we move in. It's a very good idea to do that before you move in, but man, does it suck.
Yeah. We did it differently where we've been going from room to room for 2 years. And so that room is just dead to us for a while as we renovate it.
Oh, I see. I mean, we'll probably do that with the other things. Like you guys put in like a dry bar thing in one room.
Yeah.
And we have like a spot that we want to do pretty much what you did.
Sure.
Well, and that's like obviously not happening before we move in.
Yeah.
And then we had a weird dream of pulling up some like the crappy wood laminate that they had all over the house. And then when we found out that there was no wood
subfloor underneath
it's just subfloor, no wood floors. So when they say in the disclosure that there's wood floors, sometimes they mean just in the bedrooms.
Yeah, and I mean with houses, there's always something to throw money at. So
yeah, good.
Get ready for that.
I'm excited. It's funny because it started melting. Like the snow here has started to melt because it's been very nice and warm outside, and by that we mean it's like been like 45 degrees,
right?
And everyone
tropical.
Everyone here's like hell yeah. And like it seems like there's a fire pit in the backyard, like a fire pit patio with like brick circle around it. It looks pretty cool. And I'm like, man, did they just burn all of their precious documents and stuff like before they left? Because it's full to the brim, like full.
They just burned like 2 decades of taxes.
Yeah, it is not a fire pit. Is it a fire mound? Is what it is at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. How do you just shovel that right into the garbage?
Just shovel that. Well, some of it, depending. It kind of seems like now that it's like melted, and now I can see the fire pit. It's like, is there like bottles and stuff in here?
Oh, shit.
Like there's things that shouldn't be in a fire pit that are in there. So I will shovel some of it into just the garbage.
Sure.
But then
you're gonna have to recycle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like ash could be like put in compost potentially. But if there's like bottles and glass and stuff in there, then it's not going to. So most of it's probably just trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Before you ask me the question, Jimmy, what is first and last? Just in case anyone is wondering.
Damn it. We take a TV show that we probably have maybe mostly seen very little of. But either way, it's a show that's ran its course. It's over. And it's probably in reboot phase currently if it hasn't started already. Did you see that the after party? Is that what the Adam Scott one?
Oh, Party Down?
Party Down.
Mm-hmm.
That's been rebooted?
Of course.
I think it's like starting already. Anyway, we watched the pilot, series, first episode, and then we talk about it, make some predictions on what we think will happen in the series finale, and watch only those 2 episodes of the show. And look like fools most of the time.
Well, you might look like not so much of a fool today, Jimmy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because when it was just a me and Joe a couple weeks ago, I picked a show that the topic that I knew Joe was passionate about, wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
And this week, I've done you a solid, my friend.
Okay.
And I picked a show that I have absolutely no idea how you have not picked this show yet.
Okay.
And I figured Joe would be mildly interested in this. But
by the way, the wrestling episode was super fun. I did listen to that.
Okay. Yeah. Joe still might be right, FYI. It still might be Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. It's still up in the air.
Okay.
So we'll keep you posted, listeners.
All right, good.
But this show ended January 28th, 2020. So it's been done for like 2 years.
Okay.
And so you're a fan.
Interesting.
You're a fan of this. I would assume you've seen all of this show, to be honest. I have not seen the ending seasons of this show, so some of this will be new to me. But today, Jimmy, we're gonna watch Arrow.
Oh yeah, that's been on my list. It's been in the back of my mind for a while, because somehow of all of the like Flareoverse shows, that's the only one that's ended so far.
Because there's Arrow, and then it was followed by The Flash, obviously,
which is still going,
and then it was Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, which is still going somehow. That show went off the rails. It jumped the shark like a long time ago.
I mean, it was a time travel show from the get-go, so of course,
yeah. But The Flash has lots of time travel.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, there's superhero shows no matter what, so there's ridiculousness all over the place.
Right.
And then Supergirl's still going?
Supergirl's still going, I believe. And then Batwoman added, and they're still going somehow, even though
they changed Batwoman.
Yeah, I don't know if they fired the original Batwoman. They pretended like she was missing, like she was maybe kidnapped, or like they faked her death.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is she was just awful. The show was really bad.
I never saw any of it, so.
Oh man, like when both your protagonist and your antagonist suck so bad that it's boring to watch. Like, how are you a superhero show with your superhero sucks and your villain sucks?
Right. That would be sad.
The villain was just this woman named Alice, who's like a creepy Alice in Wonderland thing.
Okay.
Not cool, not scary.
Sometimes DC villains are weird though. Like there's a Calendar Man.
Yeah, I kind of like Calendar Man.
But yeah, you're much more in tune with the DC universe than I am. I'm much more I grew up more of a Marvel boy, but I remember you were always playing a DC what was that, Justice League video game that was
Justice League is dope. I think it's Justice League 2 that I spent a lot of time on the Xbox.
Because that was almost like a Gauntlet Legends top down, right?
Yeah.
Running around type scenario, like an X-Men Legends, but for DC.
Yep, that's exactly what.
Like a Marvel's Ultimate Alliance,
but the Marvel version is better. Well, at least the one that I played that had that was the Apocalypse, Age of Apocalypse version.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. But yeah, I've seen all of this show, I believe.
I figured you would. There's 8 seasons, 170 episodes.
So it'll be interesting to see what you predict
for the ending. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I've probably seen 8 seasons. I have seen at least 4, if not maybe 5 to 5.5.
Okay.
I think it's like when it takes the big break, because I was only watching them on like Netflix when they came on. Mm-hmm. And so when it took one of the years when it took its break and it would come on Netflix in the fall or whatever, it just I don't know why it never clicked.
Never picked back up.
Yeah.
So yeah, and of all the Flareoverse, so the Flash, Arrow, all the CW shows that we just named, DC shows crossover, and that's kind of their big deal, is that once a season now, at least for a long time, they would have these huge arcing crossovers. So you had to watch the show, whatever night it was, you tuned into that show, and it had all of the characters from all the shows, which is pretty dope most of the time. Sometimes pretty kind of lackluster.
Well, I mean,
weird.
CW like loves to do this because they did it with Buffy and Angel. I think they've done it with other shows too, where they've like crossed over randomly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
CW is just fan.
It's just good TV.
It is fun when you have multiple shows running on a channel at the same time on different nights. And then you can be like, well, if you watch the other one, you'll get the characters from the one you like too, or whatever. If you somehow aren't watching both, I guess. But
right. So this is what I need to ask you because you're a big Smallville guy.
Yes.
So Smallville did have the Green Arrow.
Yeah.
At the end, towards the end, right?
Yeah, they had an Oliver Queen.
But that's not
Stephen Amell.
Yeah, that's not him, right?
No.
Okay. And it's not like supposed to be like picking up from that character.
I think
they're unrelated.
I think Smallville's completely unrelated to any of these CW shows at all. Besides whether or not if they did any form of Flareverse time travel and they pulled him in or something like that, because I could see like Tom Welling coming back for something or whatever.
100%.
I don't think there was originally supposed to have any relation whatsoever.
Okay.
Because it's definitely like a different type of Green Arrow that I feel like that's in this show.
Okay.
It's definitely more gritty. Smallville was very, campy and like cutesy, more so than
it's more teen.
Yeah.
Arrow is like dark.
Yeah.
And that's like its thing is that we're dark with this. And it's literally like, if you watch it, it's literally like we're trying to have a Batman show without the rights to Batman.
I mean, I remember really liking most of the first couple seasons of Arrow for sure. I was always confused because it seems like somehow the CW made like some pretty good in general, like pretty solid superhero TV shows. And my opinion, not everybody's, but for the most part, I feel like DC really can't figure out how to make a superhero movie.
Yeah, their movies just can't get it together.
Like it's just there's something weird about them that they're just like not very compelling.
Like several of their movies, like even now, have had they're on like their third, like second or third release date because they keep pushing it back because there's like they just like make these movies and then they're like, this is awful, and then they rewrite them to oblivion where it couldn't possibly work anymore.
This is gonna prove that either I have terrible taste or that these movies are all like just so like not good that somehow this is my favorite one out of like most of the DC movies. I think Batman versus Superman is probably one of the better ones.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
And that's probably going back from Superman Returns all the way up until like current day.
Okay.
The new Suicide Squad was pretty okay. So that was pretty good. The one with John Cena and whatnot.
Oh my gosh, the James Gunn.
The James Gunn one.
Yeah.
The first Suicide Squad movie was hot trash.
Man, it's bad.
That was one of the worst movies I had seen in years when I saw that movie.
Yeah, that was bad. And then did this come out or not this? Did Batman versus Superman come out like right after that and it didn't do well, or was another DC movie came out like right around the same time? Might have been like
Man of Steel came out before Batman vs. Superman.
And Man of Steel's pretty good. That's
not
the
bad.
first like
Cavill. Henry Cavill.
However, yeah,
Caviezel.
that one. Caviezel. That one, yeah. I think he's a good Superman.
I mean, a man that yoked is gonna at least be a pretty good Superman.
That's true.
That man is like huge. He might be as big. Is he as big as The Rock? He seems bigger than The Rock in that movie. He seems so big.
He can't be bigger than The Rock. That's impossible.
No one's bigger than The Rock. I'm going to get taken away by the Gestapo for even saying something like that.
He's going to come in here himself.
Oh, my God.
He handles his own business.
Can I somehow... If The Rock came in here and handled my business, I'd be honored. I'd be honored to be put down by the Rock.
Black Adam himself of DC fame.
Oh my
That movie's
gosh.
coming out.
Yeah.
So
I guess back to Arrow.
So yeah, I'm trying to think of what this first episode even is. I'm thinking it's a lot of backstory. What this whole show's like gimmick is like flashbacks.
Because he was like gone for a long time. Like he was missing, right?
Yep. And so
then he comes back and starts being the Green Arrow.
Yeah.
It's pretty much
How many seasons is this show?
8.
I think it's probably like 8 years worth of flashbacks. Like every year it's like it's like we're catching up slowly on this guy's life. It's amazing. Like literally half of every episode, there's like a B plot that is part of his like explaining where he was.
And then I remember obviously he's an arrow shooting guy. Therefore, most of his villains have to also be arrow shooty guys.
Oh, and accomplices.
Oh yeah, and then he has arrow shooty friends and helpers. I have got to the point, and maybe that's why I fell off, because then he had all these like helpers in his
he's got a team.
in his like arrow cave or whatever.
Yep.
I remember that. Is there a villain in this first episode?
Well, I remember that early on, is it Deadshot or the other one?
Deathstroke?
Deathstroke. I think it might be Death.
I think it's Deathstroke.
But I think both of them are villains in this series.
Okay.
All of the big like Batman villains, not like Joker, but like all the other ones, I feel like are big villains throughout. So there are but there is like a lot of Arrow stuff with the like Al Ghul, the Ra's al Ghul stuff.
Liam Neeson himself.
Liam Neeson's. That'd be dope.
He's not in this.
No, unfortunately not. But there's a lot of that. Yeah, I don't know who the first villain.
Because I remember Malcolm Merlin being a bad guy pretty early on, and he was an arrow shooty boy.
Yeah.
There was the Deathstroke guy. He was pretty early on too.
Yeah.
So I assume at least probably one of those two is probably going to be at least like teased or at least prominently featured in this first episode.
Yeah.
He's going to have to fight somebody. I'm assuming he's not going to just stop in like an ATM theft in the first episode and that's it. That's not how he's going to save this city or whatever.
Yeah, he's got to save the city. And he does a Batman like Christian Bale voice. They all do it, but and he's literally just a rich guy who's just a guy without powers who's like good at fighting.
Yeah, DC's thing
is
is
just Batman.
DC's thing, you're either like Superman or Wonder Woman, and like basically you can't die and you're like super strong, or you're just super rich and you just have so much money that you can't die.
Yeah, and some random like baggage.
Oh yeah. There's like you're somebody died.
Yeah, you're damaged goods for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Jimmy, the first episode happened on October 10th, 2012.
Okay.
It was called Pilot.
Good.
Because, we want to start off strong. But I guess let's dive in and see what the billionaire playboy Oliver Queen is up to in this first episode. And we'll be back after that. And we're back. We're done with the first episode of Arrow. It was called Pilot. Things happened. Do you have a write-up, Jamie?
Yeah, here's what I have on the wiki for this episode. It introduces Oliver Queen, a billionaire playboy, his mother Moira, sister Thea, his new bodyguard John Diggle, best friend Tommy Merlin,
for now,
ex-girlfriend Laurel Lance, and her father Detective Quentin Lance. It follows Oliver as he returns to Starling City after having been shipwrecked for 5 years and becomes a bow-wielding, hooded vigilante who sets out to right the wrongs of his father, who died during the shipwreck, and save the city.
He's got a little notebook with a bunch of high rollers' names in it, basically.
He's got a kill list.
Well, he didn't kill this guy.
That's right. He's just teaching him a lesson.
I remember he did a lot of killing in the beginning seasons of this show.
Yeah, I remember that's a thing. That's a point of contention. Just like Batman, like at a certain point, he like finds some morals and stops killing, and then all of a sudden it's like, I don't kill. It's like, well, okay, well, you did for like a couple years.
But you've killed hundreds of people. You
killed like a lot of people with arrows, which is like pretty like horrible way to die.
It doesn't
it's
seem
gruesome.
Great. Yeah.
It's not like a super quick death.
Did you notice pretty much right away, like when he was like getting, because I mean, he got like saved off the island like pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
There was a Deathstroke mask on the island.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It was like a lot of shit's gone down on this island.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about it through 8 seasons. And it was like a Deathstroke mask like on like a pole with like a arrow going through the eyeball or something like that.
Okay, nice.
So, because that was really the only bad guy mention, basically. Like super villain mention.
Interesting. Yes, yeah. Because like the first like couple minutes were just him like raggedy looking like a raggedy Robin Hood on this island, and then a ship goes by, so he blows up some like gunpowder bonfire he had set up, and then they save him, and then it's like, oh, Moirad, I don't think this is this Oliver that you remember. And then who's his mom? And then lots of things happen, and then at the end, it's like, okay, well, I won't skip ahead. So he was trapped on Leon Yu, he says, is the name of the island,
which isn't just like English for purgatory or something like that.
Yeah, it's Mandarin.
At least it's Mandarin for purgatory. That's what I meant.
So he was there for 5 years, so super on the nose. And then he was like, I had to become more than I was. And I think that's part of his like normal episode narration opening.
Do you know how much do you know about like comic book Oliver Queen Green Arrow?
Oh man, I have not read, like I've read a lot of Marvel. I have not read a lot of DC in general. Okay. So I don't really know how much he actually is Batman.
Yeah, the most Green Arrow like back knowledge I have is weird shitty Green Arrow from Smallville. And then like whenever I watched this show, I looked up some people's names just to see like, are they going to become superheroes? Like Laurel is like Black Canary, right?
Yep.
Technically.
Yep. Dinah Laurel Lance.
But yeah, he gets back. Everyone was like, "Oh, you're back," and then he has like awkward interactions because like one of the things, because he was we gotta keep iterating. He was a very shitty person before he left.
Yeah, he was like what you'd expect. He's just Paris Hilton in male form.
Yeah,
before he was missing, presumed dead, like Joe.
Well, like our Joe's presumed dead. Yeah,
I said that earlier.
Gotcha. I remember when you admitted to some sort of Joe murder.
He's not coming back.
Oh God! So you're doing the podcast alone next week because I won't be here. But yeah, so he's back. He sees his family. Obviously, his sister was like, she's 17 now, which means she was like 12. So she like does drugs now.
Of course.
His mom's like married to this like, I think maybe his like dad's business partner, basically.
Yep. Walter Steele, who's now the CEO or CFO of Queen Consolidated.
Yeah.
So his dad's company.
And then so one of the things is when he left on the boat trip with his dad, Oliver took Sarah Lance, which was Laurel's sister, but Oliver was dating Laurel at the time, and then ran off with her sister to bang her on a boat, which, bad sister,
Yeah, they both suck for this.
right? Like,
We don't talk about that enough.
I would honestly say that like what Oliver did was grade like 10 out of 10 shitty thing to do.
Mhm.
But then what Sarah did to her sister by doing that is like an 11 out of 10.
That's blood.
Yeah. It's
Hmm.
like they must have had a really bad sister relationship,
Yeah.
or like just no empathy across the board there. Pretty impressive. But then
that's
when the
interesting.
boat sinks, how he gets onto the island, I guess we don't technically know that yet because the boat sank.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
He's not just on a life raft, but Sarah, who we brought with, gets like sucked into the ocean, presumed dead.
Right.
She's not dead.
Like,
Watch more. She's not dead.
yeah,
But then his dad is there and like the captain of the boat or something.
I think so. Yeah.
So it's just Oliver, his dad, and the boat captain are there. And then at some point during the show, his dad just shoots the boat captain guy.
Yeah.
Which almost makes sense because he's like playing with a knife as if he's going to be, I don't know, like kills one of them for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But then his dad just shoots himself in the head,
Yeah.
which I don't know if does that make sense to you?
I think what I think that they were trying to do is, so like earlier on, there was this one like half empty water bottle, like normal, like, Fuji or whatever, Fiji, whatever the rich people drink.
Diamond water,
It had diamonds in it.
diamond filtered.
Is that what that is?
I don't know what it was. It was just a water bottle. It was like
All right.
Dasani.
So it's like, and the captain and the dad is making Oliver drink it, and the captain's like, "That's all we have." So I'm like, in my head, I was like, "Oh, he thinks like there's too many of us to survive on this raft. We have no resources, so I'm gonna make it so you have to be the one to survive." So he kills himself and the yacht captain.
I can see it for him like killing the captain guy in some weird, like if I shoot him, if there's no resources and you're all on this raft, you're literally all in the same boat as far as no one has anything to eat or drink at all. So there's really nothing. You still have. There's still it's still better to have all three of you there, really.
Yeah.
But I could maybe
he was like, "Oliver, eat me."
Yeah, I could maybe stretch it to say like, okay, he killed him just in case he like attacked them, but I still don't get why he shot himself.
Yeah, he also shot himself like on a raft. So like, your bullet could just pierce that raft, and then everyone's dead.
So many dumb things happen there, but whatever. So his dad died too, and presumably at some point he got to an island, but we didn't see that part.
Not yet.
And then the story of him back home. What city are they in?
Starling.
Is it Starling?
At current, it's called Starling
Isn't
City.
it called Star City?
Eventually.
Okay.
That happens in a few seasons.
They changed the name of the city?
Yeah, so some horrible things happen to the city.
All right.
It's like, yeah.
But so back in the city, he's trying to help. He's getting reacquainted with his people. We meet Tommy, his like best friend, still kind of a party boy. Obviously, we meet Laura, who we just mentioned, his family, his sister Thea.
Yep.
Speedy, terrible name.
I didn't realize that they called her that in this.
Yeah, because
later they call her that as like her
call sign.
Yeah.
Because she becomes an arrow person
because
too.
Obviously, she also wields a bow and arrow at some point.
But then he goes after. He gets kidnapped by people, and they try to like figure out like
some crappy Halloween masks.
About the island or what he did or whatever kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he gets out.
And kills them all.
Oh,
by the way.
Oh yeah, he murders all of them. And then he goes after that whatever Adam Hunt, is that guy's name?
I think so.
It's one of the dudes on his dad's list, and he gets $40 million from him via some sort of tech arrow, and then
of course.
and then gives it to like I guess Robin Hoods it
Yep.
to like a bunch of other people that were like in maybe some like class action lawsuit against him or something.
Yeah, that of course Laurel happened to be the one fighting him, like the lawyer against him.
Yeah. So that happened, and then so that was fun. I mean, I thought the action in the show was good.
Yeah.
We met Diggle, who I always remembered loving Diggle in this show. Diggle's just this. He might be rock sized.
Yeah, maybe.
Diggle's huge.
He's pretty big.
Yeah. But Diggle, like, I think basically becomes his bodyguard, but he's like hired by his mom or somebody to like watch him.
Yeah.
Keep him safe.
After Oliver gets kidnapped, they hire Diggle, who's like ex-military, to be his bodyguard, which Ollie, because you got to have a nickname, immediately gives him the slip, and then
in the most impossible way. I don't even care if you are Batman. Like, the guy was driving down the road, and he opened the back car door and got out of the car while it was driving and shut it.
Yep.
Silently, without Diggle noticing him do any of it. In like a look into the rearview mirror, a look into like at the road, and a look back into the mirror, and he was gone.
Yeah. No
like,
smoke bombs or anything.
Legitimately impossible. But just I really like Diggle. I remember really liking Diggle. Yes. And then he steals the stuff. Oh, and then the big reveal, maybe not, whatever at the end is his mom turns out to be the one that got like hired the people to get him abducted to like find out what he knows or what he's like learned or what I don't know. Basically to uncover his
stuff
past
going on about, and because Dad, before he dies, says, "I'm not the man you think I am. I'm this bad guy, and I've done all these horrible things, and here's my little book." Did he even give him the book?
We didn't see him give him the book, but he had the book, so presumably he got the book.
So she wants to know what of the shady past maybe that the dad did. What does Ollie know?
I mean, it was kind of fun because now it's like we obviously want to know all the island stuff that we don't know anything about. They did like it was for the most part it was a pretty solid, like, just in a weird way, like a super quick origin story kind of thing. It showed him like building his bat cave for a second. The first time he ditched Diggle.
Yep.
And then he did that
Queen industrial building.
Yeah. But then we're also like, whoa, what's up with his mom and this stuff? If you notice the mask at the end and you know who like Green Arrow is and stuff, you probably are like excited that there's a hint of a bad supervillain at least at some point.
They dropped that Laurel is Dinah Laurel Lance, so the Black Canary. Yeah.
They gave you a lot of like, for people that knew what was going on or people like me that would have watched it and were like vaguely familiar, would have like Googled who's like, who's Laurel Lance, like.
Give you a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, I think they did a good job. I think this is a pretty solid, besides the fact it was named Pilot. Just name it Arrow. Or like Genesis, or something stupid like that.
Yeah, why not?
I haven't looked. I bet there's an episode called Genesis in this show.
It's very possible. It's very possible. I would think too, like, with this kind of show, there's so much source material that they're pulling from. I mean, that's what's so great about like the superhero movies, is that they're pulling from like stories that have already been written.
Right?
These comic books have names. Like, you could just take one of those. You probably have some rights to them already.
Well, you would think that if they got the rights from like WB to like make this, well, I mean, CW's owned by WB. I guess that makes sense why. So they should be able to like use any story arc from any of the comic books at this point.
You'd think,
and like move it around. And I mean, for the most part, this show does have at least full season story arcs. And then like goes half season and it intertwines into another story and blah, 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 blah. Does all that.
Right.
Pretty crazy. But the first episode, pretty solid.
Yeah.
Did you make any former predictions for this last one then, or what?
Yeah, I tried to just make some random stuff because I know I've seen all of this and I don't know what you know.
I know. Well, I've seen all of through season 5, and then apparently I watched one of the crossover episodes in season 6, at least according to my Netflix.
Right. And that's really like all that's worth watching anymore is if they do big series arcs for the week or two that they do that. And from what I remember, and I don't know if this is true, but from what I remember, what I want to remember is that the last episode of this coincided with one of those big crossover events. But there might have been a couple episodes after just like tying things up.
Could have been. I hope you're right, because it would really help one of my predictions.
What if it was
one of those crossover episodes? Story? Yeah.
Because what I also know is that they were trying to spin it off.
Trying to spin off Arrow
into other characters that are in the show the last season or two.
Okay, I remember like his like little group of like sub heroes that he had in like seasons 5 and 6. And I will tell you, besides Diggle, none of those people were like...
They sucked.
They all sucked. Yeah. I did not like any of them.
Not too good by those characters. One of them is Wildcat, who I'm pretty sure in the comics was just a professional boxer and also not like a super powered person. He was just an insane like old boxer guy who just beat the crap out of people. And that's not really the character in this series. He's just kind of a little guy.
Was that Casey Jones type?
Casey Jones looking dude, yeah.
I remember that guy. So, okay, interesting. Well, I mean, should I do my predictions and then you can tell us what your ones are?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess number 1... My very first one is Oliver hangs up his hood.
Okay.
Stops being the Green Arrow.
Retires.
I think there's a superhero wedding.
Ooh.
Because I don't think CW is above it. I think there is 10...
Pretty sure Flash has been married a couple times to the same woman.
Multiple universes, right? I think there are 10... or more super friends in this episode.
Ooh.
That's why I hope it's a crossover episode.
Like, okay, who counts as super friend? Does like Casey Jones guy count?
Well, if I'm saying 10, I'm going to count a Casey Jones guy, I think.
I would think so, yeah.
But then
Arrow is not super powered, but he's a superhero.
He's a superhero, yeah. I think if they have an alter identity, I think they would count as a super friend. As long as they're good.
Okay, right.
And then number 4, I think there is an Avengers level threat that they have to stop, aka like an Earth destroying potential. Not like and I'll say bigger than like they have to like just save the city from exploding. Like they're saving the Earth.
Okay.
So
there's a Thanos out there.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those are my 4. The one that I wrote down that I crossed out that I was gonna do because I thought I was like, this is super funny, too ridiculous, but it's probably gonna happen because superhero shows. We saw his dad shoot himself in the head. His dad's gonna come back.
His dad's alive,
and he's evil. That was my secret, my one that I crossed out.
Man. I don't think that happened, but it's definitely it's CW, so nothing's out of the realm of possibility.
It's like watching a man shoot himself in the head, and then he comes back 8 seasons later, and he's like, "I'm here, I'm your dad, and I'm evil." And
is probably sitting dead and rotting in this raft for days before he really washes up on shore.
He probably didn't throw his dad overboard.
He definitely probably, yeah. had to have buried, hopefully, his dad on this island. Okay. Here, my number one is, so in the montage of the like bat cave making, setting up his old laptops and weird map things, he did the salmon ladder for the first time.
Oh, what is that thing called?
The salmon, like the fish.
Is it called?
It's called a salmon ladder. Like in real life, that's what those are called.
Okay.
Where it's just a bar and several like rungs that aren't. It's one rung of the ladder, but you're using it to do pull-ups and toss yourself upward. I don't know how to explain that any differently.
It's something that I wish I could be jacked enough to even attempt in my life.
You got to be just a little jacked person.
Gotta say, hands down for Stephen Amell. He is one fine piece of man.
Yeah, I read a thing. He had just done some movie. He was just coming out of a movie where he was jacked for, and so he was like set up to do this character well.
And he's like,
sure, it helped.
Sure, I'll stay jacked for 8 years.
Yeah, my God. So my first prediction is that someone new is doing the salmon ladder. Someone not Ollie.
Ooh.
Then number 2, I think Thea, Speedy.
That's his sister.
I think Speedy is now the leader of the gang, the Arrow gang.
A gang.
Yeah,
the A team.
The A team, if you will. I think Thea is leading. She's taking over. Part of me, from what I remember, is like, that can't be true, but
in my mind, Thea's just dead.
They're
all dead.
A lot of people die in this, and then they come back.
Yep, like his dad after he shoots himself in the head.
Oh no. My number 3, someone else tells someone that they failed this city.
Okay. Yeah, that's a thing he says a lot in the show.
Basically, I'm just trying to think of what are the things that we need. And then I think number 4, so like we talked about, like he spends a lot of time as like an actual like vigilante who's murdering people in this, and that's a part of this show that he wrestles with. So I think in this episode there is a vigilante out there murdering.
Awesome.
That's like, oh no, they're like bad. You can't do that.
You're not allowed to do that. You did it. Yeah, but I don't do it anymore, so it's fine.
Yeah. Does Batman kill people in Batman versus Superman? Isn't that part of the thing?
So, no, technically Batman doesn't, but there is no possible way that there's like a scene when he's like driving a
using
car,
guns and stuff.
Well, he hooks somebody's car up to a thing and like drives it around, and it's like whipping all over the place, and it like hits people and stuff.
Oh,
like
shit.
There is no way there aren't dead people in that movie. There's no possible way. But no, Batman doesn't kill people.
Okay.
Yeah. It's insane. He kills so many people in that movie.
That's what I thought.
Also, like Batman, if you're gonna like cripple them and like make them like tube feed the whole life, you might as well just kill them.
Just kill them.
Just kill them.
Like you're maybe a worse person.
You're really congesting up the healthcare system, not helping it out, Batman. Okay, well, the final episode, somewhere around January 28th, 2020, I believe, is when it first aired.
2020 sometime.
We're going to watch that now and be back. It was called Fadeout. So we'll be back after that. And we're back. We're done with the final episode of Arrow. It was called The Fadeout, or just Fadeout?
Just Fadeout.
Just Fadeout. Do you got a write-up?
I do. So buckle up. As part of the new timeline that came into existence following the Crisis, which was the crossover event, and Oliver Queen's sacrifice to reboot the universe, Moira, we're going to really have to unpack some of these things. Moira Queen survives her attempted murder by Slade Wilson in in 2014.
So that would have been like the end of season 2.
Yeah, she did not survive in the other timeline.
Yeah, okay, I knew she was dead.
Yeah. So in this universe, Oliver saves her. So in the present, Oliver has changed more aspects of the timeline, with John Diggle and Lila Michaels' pre-Flashpoint daughter Sarah being brought back, and being JJ's sister. So there's another crossover, Flashpoint, that was like where the Flash fucks up stuff. It's a big DC comic series where he just ruins the universe, and all the superheroes are bad guys and stuff. When that happened, their son all of a sudden was a daughter. That was just their weird timeline thing. But now apparently they both exist in this universe. Tommy Merlin, Amiko Queen, which is an estranged sibling, like half sibling, and Quentin Lance also being alive because he died. And Rory Regan.
Didn't Quentin Lance die by like all old people? Like one old man in every superhero show has to like have a heart attack and die.
Has to die. Maybe. I remember his big thing for a while being that he was an alcoholic and he was coming to terms with that and so he wasn't the chief of police anymore. But I don't remember how he died.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Yeah, probably heart attack. Anyway, the timeline change also has effectively stopped crime in Star City overnight, making it a safe place for everyone without the need for vigilantes.
How does that make any sense?
It doesn't.
Okay.
At all.
That was good.
Flashbacks to 2012, because you got to have flashbacks in the Arrow. They show Oliver and Diggle hunting down John Byrne, a human trafficker from Oliver's list. When they catch him, Oliver spares him after Diggle tells him to be a better person and not kill those on the list who do not actually deserve to die. In the present, Byrne kidnaps Oliver's son William. So, oops. Kidnaps Oliver's son William, prompting the entirety of Team Arrow to look for him. Oliver's daughter Mia, who has come from 2040 with Sarah Lance for Oliver's funeral, finds William and apprehends Byrne, inspired not to kill him due to her father's example. So at some point this show runs out of flash backwards and does flash forwards to his daughter Mia becoming the next Green Arrow. So that's what she's doing in this show. So during the search for William, Roy Harper proposes to Thea Queen, which she later accepts. Lila and Diggle tell the team about their plans to move to Metropolis due to Lila getting a promotion there, while Rene Ramirez, a.k.a. Wild Dog, reveals his plans to become the next mayor of Star City after Quentin, who endorses him.
Which is just ridiculous.
It's
that guy being
not believable at all.
That guy being mayor is really hilarious.
Yeah. And from what I remember, he's part of the Flash Forwards in the last like season or two, and kind of is one of the bad guys, at least like we think so, that Mia is going up against.
So in this show, they did a lot of like flash backwards, and then they did flash forward. So this show just kind of like, and there was a magical island essentially. So this just became Lost, but with superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. DC superheroes in Lost. Dinah Drake talks about her plans to move to Metropolis and fight crime there instead of becoming chief of police in Star City. I think I missed that because I thought she was going to be the chief of police.
Yeah.
Obviously, she got on her motorcycle and drove away.
Yeah, we saw her get on her motorcycle, but I didn't realize that she was like, I'm going to go to Metropolis.
Like, never mind. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Going to go there. I guess, there's no reason for a chief of police in Star City.
Because apparently there's no crime.
Okay, last paragraph here. A public memorial for Oliver as the savior of the world and Star City is held where Quentin gives a speech about Oliver's sacrifice and how he saved the city. The Queen family and Team Arrow later hold a private funeral for Oliver with Barry Allen, Kara Danvers, Anatoly Knyazov, who he's a big part of. After they run out of flashbacks from the island, then they move to where Oliver escaped the island and then was in Russia, was like part of the Russian mob for a few years.
I saw that for a little bit.
And I didn't bring this up after the pilot, but they dropped that he can now speak Russian all of a sudden after he's been found after 5 years, and they never talked about it because he said something in Russian to their like maid who was Russian.
Yeah.
And people were like, that was weird. You know Russian now? And then they never talk about it. So yeah, eventually they get to that. So he's at the funeral. Talia al Ghul and Nissa al Ghul are there. Sarah
of the Manhattan al Ghuls.
Yeah, you know. Of the Liam Neesons. Sarah Lance, Tommy Merlin, Quentin Lance are also in attendance. At the funeral, Thea wonders why Oliver did not resurrect his father along with everyone else, and Moira guesses that it symbolizes how Robert's sacrifice made Oliver a better man.
He didn't revive his dad because of symbolism.
Yeah, you know. Totally makes sense.
Because he was in the book too, and he did deserve to die.
Well, that's true. His name was in the book. Felicity Smokes. Oh, dang it. Felicity Smoke meets Maya, which I didn't. She wasn't in the pilot at all, was she? Felicity.
No, she wasn't.
No, she's becomes his flame. And
I forget when she gets introduced, but I'm assuming somewhere in season 1.
Yeah, it's got to be. She meets her daughter Mia. So in the flash forwards, Oliver doesn't know that Mia exists. Like Felicity gets pregnant and like goes off somewhere and has this daughter because she doesn't want her to grow up around this stuff. But then Oliver finds her anyway and trains her as Green Arrow.
He finds her anyway and then makes her be that.
Right. And that's in the flash forward. So in the present that we're seeing, Felicity still has this like baby, Mia, who she talks about in the episode. And that's like this weird thing. So Felicity meets Mia while Diggle says his final vows for Oliver. Final vows?
He gets a eulogy.
He gets a eulogy. I would not call that he's not marrying the corpse. Weird. Okay, telling the attendees that while life will continue without him, it will never be the same. Later, as Diggle departs for Metropolis, he witnesses a meteor crash and finds a box emitting a green light.
Yeah, I remember them teasing that he was going to be a Green Lantern.
Yeah, there was rumors about that for a long time.
And they probably just like, for some reason, they never got that green lit or something.
Haha, green lit. At first too, it was like there is a black Green Lantern, and that they were like rumors were that he was going to be that guy, but his name is John Diggle, not the guy's like that is there's a character with a name who is the Green Lantern for like a long time. So it was clear like he's not really that guy. So how are you going to do that?
Yeah.
They just toss it in at the end, throw you a bone. And then in 2040, the Monitor takes Felicity to reunite with Oliver in the afterlife.
Oh, the Monitor
finally found peace.
The Monitor's not a piece of computer equipment. It's a person, like spaceman named
the Monitor. Is this, whatever dimensional being superhero that's been in the last like season and culminated with the most like recent crossover where Oliver becomes a character, or like it's the Spectre, and the Spectre like takes over his like body or something is I think how it works, because he's this like super stand-up guy. The Spectre can he takes the form of Oliver Queen. It's very strange.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So we missed all of the action. This episode was just like the wrap up after all the action was done. So the world was, something was like destroying the worlds or whatever, and he brought them all together into one world. Or do you remember how that worked?
Yes, that is what happens. So And they use that to explain, and I don't know if it was like part of the Flashpoint thing where, so Barry kept going back in time to like save like his dead wife and stuff.
Sure.
And destroys like the time space continuum, I assume. The flux capacitor is probably involved. And then they like use this crossover to like explain, like there's a point that's really great in this crossover where they show bits and pieces like characters from all kinds of DC movies and shows over 30 years. Like one of the like reporters from who's kind of a goon in the Michael Keaton 1989 Batman.
No.
Is all of a sudden like there, and they're showing like his like Earth like getting crazy, and they like go to all these Earths, and Tom Welling is involved as Smallville.
Figured he was involved somehow.
Yep. And we talked about the Superman guy who is the Atom in Legends.
Who is Superman in Superman Returns.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
They bring him, so then now we have Superman and the Atom played by the same guy, but it's but it's okay because we're from different universes or Earths. They don't call them universes. They call them.
Well, one of them isn't technically
Earths.
from Earth either.
Neither of them are from Earth, but that's what they call it. And so you have all these different characters and movies, and that's how they also explain. Like at the time, there was the DC Universe channel. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
There was like 2 years they tried to do
Yeah.
this app channel, and now it's all HBO Max. Bought it, and I think it's all on HBO.
Okay. Like Teen Titans and stuff like that.
Titans is there
Yeah.
now, and its first 1 or 2 seasons was on the DC channel. Yeah, I think that's all of that. So then what happened was then Oliver as the Spectre, brings it all together. So now we have one Earth, because that's also how they explain Supergirl started on like NBC, I think.
Yeah.
Or it must have been ABC, and then CW bought it.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's how they explain like they cross over, but they're not in the same universe. They have to go get her from a different universe to help them in those crossovers. Now everyone's just all together, except for certain people like his own father,
who's just still dead somewhere.
And the Laurel Lance in this universe is the Laurel Lance from a different universe who had already been around, because people are just hopping now.
Sure. Okay. Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Super followed that.
It's a big part of the Flash now, or is that they were hopping through to different Earths and stuff because he's the Flash. And
yeah, I remember they were doing that in The
that.
Flash at some point, and then I stopped watching The Flash as well. But yeah, and so now there's literally only one Earth.
Yep.
Okay.
And everyone's in the same universe now.
It's like anti-Thanos. They like made everybody be on one Earth instead of having everybody.
Yeah.
Interesting, silly, exactly, pretty much where I would have thought this show would have went. With just straight ridiculousness.
Yeah.
As far as CW superhero shows, you watched all of it. So if you're like a diehard like Jimmy, listeners, you should watch all of them. If you are very interested, but will eventually be like, oh, this is a lot, you can be like me and watch most of it. And then eventually
170 episodes
of this one.
That's a lot.
TV show
of
too.
Just this one. Yeah, not with all the other ones.
Not including Arrow and Supergirl, Batwoman, Black Lightning.
So up until this crossover, the crossover of Infinite Earths, that was also a different universe.
Okay.
But so they brought him in. I don't think any of the other ones were in the crossover, but they had their own crossover episode where all those characters are like, oh, where's Dad? But like stuff happens. But he comes and he helps save the universe too.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
which is great. I was waiting for that. I thought Black Lightning was really good. It got off the rails, and where one character just quit, and so they replaced her and then had to explain why she looks different now.
Oh yeah, sure.
Which a lot of these shows, they jump the shark, and then it's just like, oh God, this is awful. The Arrow, after watching this, I'm like, I'd recommend not watching the other ones. I'd say just watch through, because it gets confusing when you're watching all these plots.
Oh yeah.
Where like once you come back to, with all the jumping back and forward, it's a lot to keep track of in this show. I would recommend I kind of just want to watch this show, because I feel like I lost some stuff while being so involved in the other shows.
Trying to juggle all of them at the same time.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, I mean, since I know I only went to season 6, I'm like, oh well, I only have like 2 seasons left. I could finish Arrow and feel good about it. I think.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But
you should.
And so, not necessarily to jump into predictions super fast, but also, one of my predictions was that we were going to see over 10 Super Friends, and I wrote down the ones that I saw. So in this episode, there was Dinah Drake, Black Canary, John Diggle, who's Spartan, and presumably at the end just became a Green Lantern.
Right.
Just
counts as one.
There was Roy, who is his superhero name is Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bow and arrow boy.
Mm-hmm.
There was Sarah Lance, who was the White Canary.
Yep.
Because she was the Black Canary, but then she died and she came back.
She was like resurrected and then wore white for some reason.
Yeah. No, she's the White Canary. There was Thea, who is the Speedy.
Yep.
Her name is
Another
Speedy.
arrow person.
There is Felicity, who is his wife / she's Overwatch.
Yep.
Which is funny because I think
Girl behind the
technically
chair.
Chloe from Smallville was Overwatch in Smallville.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Or they had like in Smallville, they had like a okay, hold on. I have to get a cat off of a desk.
Well, and isn't Overwatch a Batman thing? Or no? Who is
yeah, because wasn't Gordon
Batgirl. What? Yeah, Gordon's daughter Barbara.
Yeah, wasn't she Overwatch for a little bit?
She's something.
Because she was
that
in a
might
wheelchair,
be a different
right?
Name. Yeah, when she gets paralyzed, she becomes like the man behind the chair.
I thought that was Overwatch, but
It's something like that.
Could be something very similar. It's the same role essentially, but for Batman, if it's not called
but in a
Overwatch.
wheelchair. Also, you should play Arkham Knight.
I've only played the first one, Arkham Asylum.
Okay, you should probably play Arkham City.
I don't know. I don't know which order they are.
And then Arkham Knight.
And then this will even the Flareoverse will come true to me.
Yes.
There was a Wild Dog. His name was like Renee something, right?
Yep.
Renee Ramirez.
Yep.
Or Mayor.
Mayor Ramirez.
There was Mia Smoke, who became Green Lantern in 2040, or technically
Green Arrow.
Green Arrow, I mean.
Yeah.
Laurel Lance, this version of Laurel Lance, who is Black Siren.
Yep.
There was Rory something. He was Ragman.
Oh yeah.
We thought he was Scarecrow for 2 seconds.
Yep.
But he's not.
I forgot about him.
A lame good version or something.
He has some like his powers though are like some dark mystic.
He's got like
magic.
ancient mummy rolls or something.
Egyptian, yeah. Yeah.
It's really weird.
Something.
There was this guy named Curtis, who his superhero name was Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
He was like kind of like he was barely in this episode, but I know in other episodes he was mildly comic relief, sort of.
Yeah. Him and Renee, I think, have like a back and forth where there's just silly.
Mm-hmm. And then there was Barry Allen, the Flash, and
Right.
Kara Danvers, Supergirl,
right,
from the other shows. They were in there, so that's well over
a
10 Super Friends. But so there's a lot of, they threw pretty much everybody in here, at least made a cameo of some sort. Which is good, because that's what you should do at the end. It's just like have everybody that you've seen, because it's like obviously like the Flash and Supergirl aren't going to be in this a lot, but they made the crossover such a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially the Flash ones, because that was the first one, which is why it's called the Flareoverse, because they crossed over a lot, just the two of them into each other's stuff, which is super fun. I was half expecting more. I mean, you got all of the legends, all the other people from the Flash.
Yeah, there could have been the fire guy, Captain Heatwave, and
they
Captain
all have
Cold,
a team,
right?
Yeah, they all have teams of people, even Supergirl. Anyway, yeah, so the one thing I'll say, wait, did you do your other predictions or just that
No,
one?
I was just
Yeah, okay.
I was just labeling off all the
Before we get
people.
to the rest of them.
Yep.
So the last 3 episodes of this show are the Arrow's version of the like Crisis crossover, Crisis on Infinite Earths or whatever, where they become just one, where he dies. Then the second to last one is like the backdoor pilot for the show that never happened, the Green Arrow and the Canaries. So it was going to be Mia Smoke as Green Canary as Green Arrow, and then all of the lady like canaries essentially.
Okay.
So it's just going to be like lady superhero team show.
Sure.
Which like there is some kind of version of that I think's been shelved by like a movie version that like Joss Whedon was supposed to do, that was supposed to have a bunch of lady superheroes like Batgirl and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Suicide Squad kind of did it. And it wasn't Suicide Squad, it was Harley Quinn.
Oh, and the Birds of Predator.
And the Birds of Prey
or whatever.
Yeah. That was pretty good. I was into that.
I did not see it. There's some people in it that I like though. So like I think it's Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's in it.
That sounds right.
She's from Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she's great.
So it's one of those movies.
It's good.
I haven't got around to it, and unfortunately, since it's a DC movie and I gave so many of those a chance, and they have all failed me, it's not very. It's not high.
It's a newer one though, like Suicide Squad.
It's not high up on my list.
That's fair.
Like Jackass Forever is higher up on my list.
Oh man, harsh. Okay, so anyway, that episode was just trying to set up that show. And from what I remember, had like little to do with anything really.
Yeah,
I think it was also in the future. So I had, or do you want to do the rest of your predictions?
Oh sure, why
Might
not?
as well.
So my number one was Oliver hangs up his hood.
Yeah, he did.
He's dead instead. I thought there was going to be a superhero wedding. There was a superhero proposal.
Should have been.
So they should have really put that in. So no on those two. My 1 point comes from over 10 super friends, and I listed them all off.
Yeah.
I counted 13, and I probably even missed some.
Yeah.
And then number 4, there was an Avengers level threat, Earth destroying. I was 1 episode too late for that. Definitely existed, and it was there, but they had solved it before we got there.
Yep.
So,
really, besides the fact that they like wrapped stuff up with this episode, like the last episode of Arrow was like ended with that episode of him dying in the crisis. I mean, that would have been give him his big shebang. Yeah,
I mean, it's just one of those things that they have to like wrap things up in a pretty little bow a little bit.
Yeah.
But some things can be more impactful if he just sacrifices himself, saves everybody, and then it's over.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that. They only wanted to give me 1 point.
Yeah. They even did a flashback where to a point where I was like, the flashback was past like the pilot. So I was like, did we surpass flashbacks? And so now we're just caught up to the pilot, but it's like stuff we haven't seen. That's basically what that was. Okay, my number one was there's a new person doing the salmon ladder, and Diggle did it.
I love Diggle did it, and he was like, "Oh man, I should have tried this before. It's super easy."
Yeah.
And then was that Wild Dog?
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, your arms are the size of tree trunks."
Yeah.
And they
amazing.
are.
Amazing.
John Diggle is massive.
It was a perfect 30-second little scene. Then I thought Thea was gonna be like the new leader.
Nope.
But really, like, they were trying to set up that Mia was gonna be the new leader. Oh yeah, and so they did their like montages of people going different places. It would have been like taken 2 seconds to giving you a little Thea Roy wedding montage.
That's all I needed.
That's all you needed.
That's all I needed.
Couldn't do it. Oh, I thought someone was gonna say you failed this city, which
They did. Diggle said it, right?
somebody said it. Somebody said it. I don't remember now. I think it might have been just Green Arrow saying it to that Burn guy who then later kidnapped his son.
Yeah.
And then a vigilante is murdering. And we did get Green Arrow murdering, but that was just because it was a flashback of him previously murdering, and that's not really what
I would have assumed
Not
when
what
you
I
said a
meant by that.
vigilante was murdering, you would have meant anybody else besides Oliver Queen.
We
and
already
Green
know
Arrow.
that he murdered.
We already know he murders. So just one?
But I got the salmon ladder and the failed
Oh yeah,
city.
yeah. You got two. Convenient. Just kidding.
I mean,
Those are pretty good. It was worth a point seeing Diggle do the salmon ladder.
yeah, that was great.
So,
Diggle.
and if I would have been smart enough, I would have said the failed the city. I never even thought about it for some reason.
I was literally just trying to write down things during the pilot of, okay, what did they do that could bookend?
I thought for a second when they were like, his dad, why didn't he bring his dad back or something like that? And I was like, he's going to just show up and be evil.
Man.
Ugh.
Well, and then so they have the sister Miko or whatever, and I don't remember how they explain that because her name is Miko Queen. Robert is her father, and like Oliver's step or half sister. But I don't remember like that's like he just had another family. He had like a Japanese family or something.
Just what rich white people having Japanese families.
You know, and because she's the bad guy for a season.
Story as old as time.
And then he teaches her to be a good person or something. Somehow.
Shows just weird superhero rehabilitation 101.
Yep.
All right. Well, I suppose that's it. That's it for Arrow.
Did it.
I think we both say watch it until you don't want to watch it anymore. And I think you'll have
That's safe with any of the CW.
Yeah. You've once you're like, I'm not having fun anymore, whether or not that's the entire show or just halfway or whatever, you've probably consumed enough. And then in about 3 or 4 years, 5 years later, like I'm at, you go, I only have 2 seasons left. Maybe I'll finish it.
Yeah. I'd say that for sure the same thing about The Flash too. When that ends someday, I'm gonna do that. The first few seasons of that were super fun.
Yeah.
And super good.
They're great.
I have not watched in a pandemic. Essentially, I think is when I fell off.
Which is crazy, because it's like the time that everyone should have been binging everything.
That's a good point.
But
that's a good point.
You just too much time to binge. You just didn't even want to at this point anymore.
It's too much.
So, all right, listeners, if you would like to send us some show suggestions or just get a hold of us for whatever reason, you can at F&L Podcast on the Gmail or on the Twitter. That's going to do it for this week. I think I'm going to be gone next week, but hopefully it'll be Jimmy and Joe, if not somebody else as well. Next week, I have to move. And hopefully the house is painted by then. So that's going to do it. Some of us will see you next week. Have a good one. Goodbye.